So what is the minimum you'll take?
2 first-round picks.
Because there's a negotiation here.
I don't even want the 2 first-round picks.
Okay, so you won't take anything else than 2 first-round picks. You'll just let him play under the tag and let him walk next year and get nothing.
Yeah, I need fair value in return.
What I would do is pay him what he deserves, what he's earned, what the highest paid guy gets at this point, even though he's not a top
in terms of a long-term deal.
Yeah, you just got to pay him. It's what the market will bear.
I know, but can't you see Dan Snyder? Look, I talked to somebody yesterday who was in Dan Snyder's suite during the Giant game.
Yeah.
All right, when Kirk threw the pick.
Ooh, I like this. I like the skinny.
He said he was so pissed. He was beside himself.
Okay, he's a
petulant. He stayed in the suite until like 5 a.m. He was so pissed.
He's a big
baby.
Can't
you guarantee boozing.
He's a petulant kid.
Can't you see
Get over
Snyder going, hey, F that kid. I'm not paying him long term.
I think he
Quarterbacks throw picks. Bulletin. Even great quarterbacks throw picks.
Understood, but
now
can't you could see that reaction from him.
Of course. But I could also see, simmering down and realizing, hey, this is the guy that we drafted, even though we didn't draft him. It was a shanty pick that's been groomed here, that's putting up pretty good numbers. It's been proven you can win with him, and you're just going to trade him for a group of draft picks?
I'm not sure he's that rational.
Oh, I'm sure he's not.
The organization is run by bozos.
Yeah.
Dan's a bozo. Bruce is a bozo.
So that's
Scott, to a lesser extent, has his own demons. He's kind of a bozo, too. It's run by bozos.
Bunch of circus clowns. Okay, that's fine. Understood. Agreed.
I haven't had a quarterback in 30 years. We're going to give him up.
But if no team says we'll give you 2 first-round picks, but we'll give you a first and a third, we'll give you a first
might take
and a second.
Those bozos might take it.
I think you got to be open to that.
But I don't think it's going to make you a better football team. You got to have a quarterback to win in this league.
I don't think.
They're light years away from having a defensive-led team, like the Broncos of a few years ago.
If they don't have Kirk next year, they're going to be worse.
Absolutely.
Who knows 5 years from now? But yes, they're going to be worse for the next year, 2, 3 years.
They're nowhere near being what the Ravens were when their heyday defensively. They're nowhere near being what the Broncos were defensively a few years. They're nowhere near
the
that.
only thing
in
we
fact,
can hope
they're horrible on defense.
Here's what we have to hope for. We can't hope for like 7-9. If Kirk walks, we need 2-14. We need like real.
Well, you're rooting hard against them if they let him go.
Nuclear Armageddon, like mushroom cloud.
But again, I'm going to bet you.
Then you're going to have coaching change.
I'm going to bet you he's going to be in a Redskins uniform next year. He will be their starting quarterback. Like we're having all these discussions, these ifs, all these things. They slapped the franchise tag on him tonight, today, tomorrow.
But if you're Kyle Shanahan. You wouldn't just give. I'd give up 2 first-rounders.
If I'm Kyle Shanahan, I would not.
You would not?
No, because I think Kyle Shanahan.
I would in a heartbeat.
The 6-year contract. If I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'd pick.
If I'm Kyle Shanahan, I walk into John Lynch's office and say, "Well, I know this guy. We drafted him in D.C. I know we can win with him. He can run my offense to perfection. We're going to put the pieces around him.
He's going to be our Matt Ryan.
He's worth 2
first-round picks. He's going to be our Matt Ryan for the next 6 years.
I don't believe he would really believe he's that good.
What if they think they can get him in the open market next year? And you keep your first-round picks.
That could be a possibility.
The Niners need players.
They also need a quarterback. Like every team in the league that doesn't have a franchise quarterback.
You have to wait a year.
But maybe they think
wait a year on that quarterback.
Who knows? They might think,
why wait a year where you can just go get one?
They're not easy to find.
They're so far away from being a championship-type team, they could build
You know what
other
changes
pieces
that overnight? A quarterback. A quarterback gives you instant credibility.
I don't think Kirk takes a poo-poo team that's 2-14 or 3-13 and turns them into.
Oh, really? He did it with the Redskins. He turned around a pretty bad Redskins team.
Not that much.
Oh, they weren't.
They still have much better talent offensively than the Niners currently.
Yeah, but again, I'm not one of the people that hold it against Kirk.
They've been a 500 team the last 2 years, basically.
What were they before Kirk took over?
Well, the season before they were bad, but 2 seasons before they were in the playoffs.
Somebody pointed out.
What? Yeah, 5 wins.
Somebody pointed out. Dan has owned the team since '99. From '99 to '14, their winning percentage was 42%. Okay, like just like so bad.
Yeah.
Since Kirk has been the full-time starter, 54%. Okay, dramatically better. A winning team, a winning organization.
True.
Dan Snyder.
I think you got to have credit. You got to give some credit to Gruden.
Snyder's
and you got to give some credit to McLuhan.
Snyder,
maybe.
It's not all Kirk.
No,
it's not one guy.
It's a combination.
It's not one guy. But I don't know what Jay has done to really sort of separate himself from the average NFL head coach.
Well, he has a good offense.
I think he's a very good offensive coach. Yeah. I think he's well respected.
He stands there. He looks clueless to me on the sidelines. He does. He looks like
a stick on that. The guy knows football. He just does.
Of course, he knows football, but so do high school coaches.
Just because. Okay, stick a high school coach with the Redskins. See how well he does.
I'm just telling you.
I don't think
he's not extraordinary.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
He's a year away from going 1-3 in terms of getting.
Well, that's because he works for Bozos.
He does work for Bozos.
That's not on him.
He might be one of the Bozos.
You think he doesn't want to keep Cousins?
Of course he does. I can't wait for Ryan Fitzpatrick to be here. I can't wait for Brian Hoyer to show up.
I don't think you're going to see those guys.
I can't believe we haven't had a quarterback for 30 years, and we're just going to give one away.
Oh, yeah,
Kirk is going to be on the Redskins. This is all
but for 1 year.
Time.
But for 1 year, it's not worth it. But for 1 year, that's still not a real solution.
The question is, where do you go beyond that?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
And if you know he's only going to be here for 1 year, then why aren't you taking a deal, even if it's not 2 first rounds?
Because here's how you could solve it, though. You give him what the man wants. You give him the money and eat it.
We'll see how it plays out in the next 24 hours. Yeah. He may have that franchise tag slapped on him.
Everybody's right.
By the time we're doing
no,
the show
he's going to have the franchise tag. It's 1,000,000%. There's zero doubt on that. Zero.